What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to CM Aviation. Hope you're on a fantastic day today, and today we have the NG models February 2025 releases for you all. I hope each and one of you are excited for today's video, as today we're going to be checking out NG's 2025 releases for February. So first and foremost, this will be one of the smallest sets we've had from NG in quite some time. Due to Chinese New Year, there's only like 10 or 15 aircraft here, so this is definitely one of the smaller ones since the last time this year when we had a similar set. And I also want to make note that it's certainly really fascinating to see, what's been going on in the model aircraft landscape recently. And I'm working on a video right now, 3D design deck, jet set models, so many cool elements, particularly in the non-diecast sector. But that will certainly make up if the diecast sector is lighter going into spring here. But obviously, it will be interesting to see what all the companies do. But I certainly just made a big model order, so I could go either way with it. But always excited to collect and always excited to pump the brakes a little bit if needed to. But nevertheless, let's just go ahead and get started. You can see our first aircraft right here. It's some sort of cool A319, and it's like Bravo 6168. And the big picture here is that aircraft like this I haven't seen done very much lately, which is excellent. So always awesome to get some new variety. And once again, I'm not very familiar with this airline or what exactly we got going on this A319. I'll read the list once we see them all. But nevertheless, this is really cool and definitely excited to see what that's all about. Okay, a Japan A350-1000 with the sticker. This is really good. Juliet Alpha 01 Whiskey Juliet. Now, I know that we have got several of them from other manufacturers and previously, but once again, it is a really popular aircraft and the stickers on there is pretty good. Now, I don't know if they did the sticker on the recent release that they did, but nevertheless, this is still a pretty good one for the most part. And as long as we don't go too crazy with the duplicates, I can live with it. So yeah, solid release. It is popular and there is some more validation to this one compared to others. So I certainly think that this is going in the right direction. Can we continue? And this is where we kind of fall off. We know the drill. I won't get into it in this video. I'll talk about it a little bit later. But the November release, I really got into my thoughts about how I felt about all this. But at the end of the day, it is more economically affordable, and it doesn't take away from some of the other releases when they do so many. This release is a little bit of an outlier, but typically when you do 60 planes, it really doesn't take away from it too much. So, you do have that going for it. So this is a little better. This is better. So we don't have the sticker this time, which this is still a valuable asset. And I do need to go back and check how many they've done. In fact, I might be able to do that as we film this, just for the sake of giving a reasonable assessment. So model aircraft database is what I want, just to, keep the full picture together and so forth. I do feel like this is important to get this number here because I do want to give you all an accurate assessment. So looking here at the Japan A350 by NG here in the 1 to 400, have they not done one? I guess not. Okay, well, this is fantastic if they haven't. I don't have any records for them. They may not be on there yet, but I guess they haven't done it. So if so, I'd love to see that. So very fascinating regardless, but that's exactly what we have here for the Japan A350s. So looking sharp so far. Hey, we'll take it. I think this is a fantasy, but this is a Cathay Cargo E350. Definitely looking really cool, and this is more tolerable than the duplicates on. So very unique concept. I'll be interested to see if it's fantasy or not. I think it is, but it definitely looks really cool and fairly realistic as well. So we'll certainly take that. Very nice. At Singapore Airlines Cargo A350, once again, another interesting fantasy aircraft. I don't believe these exist, but maybe one day they will. So certainly looks nice, and there is some value to it. Some collectors do like this, so can't complain with that too much. And Etihad Cargo Airbus A350, and I don't believe any of these exist. I'll have to take a look, but same concept as the previous two. Can't complain too much. It is what it is. Some companies like to do this, so we'll rock with it. And I guess we're just going to get every single one possible. So here's the Air France iteration. So that's certainly looking quite nice, and I hope some of these come to fruition as well. Okay, this is more of a real aircraft. I believe this is a new special livery, which is awesome, but this is going to be the Boeing 777-300ER, and this is going to be the Smiling China special livery. And if you all give me just a moment, I'll see if this aircraft has been done by anybody before. It is not, so this is a new aircraft here this is a new one for NG. There's been other manufacturers, Phoenix, JC, Aviation 400, and even Jet Hut made this particular aircraft too. So it is nice to get some variation here. There's only been one release, and that was Jet Hut in 2024 recently that's been done. So this is a really good release and definitely nice to get some aircraft that we haven't got lately. So this is very nice. And we have the same exact aircraft. One is an Ultimate Collection. I don't know what the main distinguisher here on this one is, but we'll take a look at the list here in a moment. So very nice right there as well. So looking very good. We have an Air China Boeing 777-300ER, and I do want to check to see how many of these have got done just for the sake of it, but this one is Bravo 2036, and this one actually has never been done in 1-400, so that's a really good release right there. And yeah, I don't know how many Air China 333s we've got. I think at least a few from like Phoenix and Aviation 400 and so forth, but that's a really good one, so very happy to see that. That's definitely good progression. We're also going to have this special delivery one, and I doubt that this one's been done either, but it's obviously Bravo 2805, so very nice to see that. That's another really good looking aircraft right there, and it has a nice little detail to it. So we know how we feel about the duplicates. I'll get into it more in a moment, but you know, there is some variety here, so we'll take it. Okay, yes, I know that so many European collectors are going to be thrilled about this release. This is so exciting. This is the Iberia. It looks like an MD-83, so that's very nice. Hopefully they'll do the MD-87 as well. This could be an MD-81 actually. But nevertheless, this is really cool. I don't think we've got a good Iberia MD-80, and I've seen this on so many wish lists, so I'm really happy to see NG do this. So this certainly adds so much value to the release, and why you got to continue to believe in NG, or at least that's my thought process on it. Is that 88 on the engine? That might be 88, but regardless, you know, the thought process of NG's capabilities and what these molds bring to life, I think is so cool. So that's a huge release. I know so many collectors are going to be thrilled about that, and that's super exciting. So a really good aircraft right there. And another American Airlines MD-80 to add to the collection. This is another round nose back piece, and this one's 923 Tango Whiskey with the round piece, like I said. So very fascinating to see this aircraft getting done. Absolutely, we'll be getting one, maybe two. We'll see. Definitely going to have to evaluate the options, but yeah, this is a slower release. So if there's not any others, I might just go get two of these and keep building that MD-80 fleet. So not going to complain with all the options. And you know, this aircraft was very popular. I do think there are a couple places where you can still find some of the MD-80s around from the summer of 2024, but this is a great opportunity if you missed that opportunity. And really good logic here by NG, even though I think it's coincidental, but to release this while it's a little bit slower of a time. So overall, really awesome to see that. So that's a really good one. Okay, how about this? Another American MD-80 with the screwdriver back piece, and this is the working together scheme 214 Alpha Alpha. So I actually never spotted this one. I think this was one of the aircraft that they had in the late 2000s. This also does have a black nose, which is really cool. So absolutely will be getting one of these as well. So this one I'll probably just go ahead and get one for. There's not really much of a reason to get duplicates on this one. So that's really exciting. I'm really eager to see how that will fit into the collection. So the real question is if they'll do two or three, but you know, this does go back to the point. I can't be too biased, but I think that, you know, because obviously there's only slight differences here. And if I'm going to do it to every region, I have to do it to ours. And that's the fact of I wish NG would just spread these up a little bit more. I wish that working together would have been released down the road and so forth. There is some logic to putting them together. It honestly is a good video topic, so I'll have to make one, but you know, it does get a little redundant at times. I think it would be a little bit nicer to just see all these different variations of these aircraft spread out through the releases. So for instance, this could have been in April, and then if we get another one on the next click here, that one could have been in March, for example. So regardless, this is extremely exciting. I'm really stoked to get this one. I think it'll look really nice. Now the question is, do we move on from this, or are we getting another one? Yes, we are going to get our first MD-87. That's going to be from Scandinavian SAS Airlines. Grand slam. I mean, you know, it's crazy to be thrilled about that aircraft that aren't from your home continent, but seriously, like, these are the aircraft that these European collectors have wanted. And I really feel for them because there's so many other various companies that have not really satisfied the desires here. You know, nobody's ever done an SAS MD-87 besides Dragonwings, likely. And I mean, I can just go ahead and take a look for the sake of our conversation here, but the point that I'm trying to make is that this is super exciting for those collectors, and I really feel like this can't be neglected, the significance of this particular release. So this is so exciting. So yeah, this is actually the first one here, and they they did one in the previous release, excuse me. So I got the MD-87s wrong, which, you know, once again, it's still really exciting to get that MD-87 once again here with a slightly different variation on it. So yeah, it's still really exciting to see them, you know, utilizing it to its fullest potential, you know, and this one could be really popular, but I got the MD-87s confused because I know that there was a couple of different MD-80s they released in the last one, but I was real overwhelmed in that one too. So anyway, this is still really exciting. I certainly hope to see them continue to develop it, but once again, this could have been staggered. So this could have been later on in, like, you know, like they did with the Delta Airbuses, you know, that staggering was good. So I hope to see more of that, but at least it wasn't in the same release. I guess there's pros and cons to all of it, but we'll just see what we have next, and we know the concept at this point, so we'll make another video. This one has a different prefix. This one is Oscar Yankee. This one's Lima November, I believe. So not exactly sure what we're doing, but at least they all have different tail numbers. So if anybody knows exactly what's going on, feel free to let me know. But I think that's actually the end of the release. It was very small, so there it is. So we have the different names here, so there's definitely some justification here. I still would have liked to see them spread out, at least that's my thought. But the Iberia MD88, it's a Grand Slam. That is extremely exciting. I know many people are going to be really excited about that. And yeah, I believe all these don't really exist. I could be wrong, but I'll just go ahead and look off to the side. Like an Etihad A350 freighter doesn't exist, if I'm not wrong, doesn't it? Okay, so yeah, they've made orders for these aircraft, which is it's just like the Delta A350-1000. So at some point they're coming in, and you know, Gemini has made aircraft in the past that have not came out before. So you know, Emirates A350 being one of them, and obviously 777X. So I have more of a reasonability towards it, especially since some of these obviously are actually real. They're going to happen, which is exciting. So I can certainly live with this. So this was not the prettiest release in the world, you know, it is what it is. We've had so many different thoughts on it, and I will be making an NG video at some point down the road, whether it's 2 weeks from now, a month from now, or 3 weeks or 3 months from now. I don't know, but definitely going to talk about that and the logic of how they're spreading out these releases. You know, I think if there was just a little bit more, and everybody definitely can agree with what JJ said right there. I definitely think if they keep moving in this direction, you know, there is some to like. This is a smaller release by default, so there's only so much you can judge on this one, but I certainly am going to be eager to see what happens next. So yeah, the next big release, we can definitely evaluate some more and get into it more. But this particular release, it's just kind of tough to get much of a sample from it. I do think there's some really good releases from it. I'll definitely be getting some of the American MD-80s. I don't know if it'll be 2 or 3 yet, but those are really exciting, and then definitely excited for the other additional aircraft. And there's the full list there with the additional information and so forth there as well. So I really hope all of you enjoyed this. Feel free to let me know what you think there in the comment section below. Once again, one did end up being an ultimate, so that's correct and so forth. So we'll definitely keep moving forward, and I'm really excited for it, and I hope all of you are as well. But with that being said, that'll do it for today's video. But thank you all so much for watching. I want to thank each and one of you for watching. My name's CM Aviation. Take it easy, everybody. Stay safe. Just process. Do you love and love what you do? My name's CM Aviation. I want to thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you all soon. CM Aviation is signing off.